Good morning, all of you. I'm extremely happy to introduce Mr. Raghavendra Rao to our KSF for the UPSC coaching classes. Just already mentioned about Mr. Rao. He is a direct IAS officer, recruited in 1977 batch of IAS officer, worked several years in Northeast. Finally came to South and he thought, why should I continue and I can find many IAS officers like me. Like that he has started Rao Institute. It's a very, very famous institute for a number of years, but it's a personal some issues and all. Then he has closed down the institute and he joined with us. Today I'm extremely happy to introduce Mr. Rao to all of you, that you are very fortunate to listen to him. He's one of the well-versed the faculty member. He taught the syllabus of UPSC, KPSC across the country, not only one or two, across the country used to take the classes. And under his guidance, number of people are become IAS, IPS and IFS, including state service people also will be there. Today is the first session you thought of interaction session. What exactly UPSC, KPSC or any competitive exams means, how aspirants has to prepare, what are the important points to be noted by the students, and what is the changes during this period. When he was passed IAS in 1977, that is a different era. Now totally different era because technology is involved, AI is involved now, and present government is also changed a lot of rules and regulations. This is the nutshell just I wanted to inform you. And you know that case of number of new students have joined. Kaushik Sarodaya Foundation is started in 1992, started by Dr. Y.K. Puttasamy Gowda. He is a retired IAS officer and he was the chairman of KPSC, Karnataka Public Service Commission. And along with a number of IAS, IPS and educationists started, today is running in a different part of Karnataka. Head office at old airport and branches, one in Chandra Layout. Second branch is Mysore, is the biggest one. Second, Asan, Tumkur and Chikbalapur. Tumkur and Chikmagaluru. These are the various branches are working. Not only the IAS and KS competitive exam coaching classes, you are conducting a coaching classes for banking also. Banking in the sense, just I thought of today's newspaper, just headlines of Karnataka, Vijay Karnataka, 60,000 vacancies are declared. This is a golden opportunity for the aspirants, those who are searching for the jobs. 60,000 is not a joke. 5,000, 6,000 earlier they used to do. Earlier I used to write only 50,000. Today the paper itself says that in the front page is a golden opportunity for Kannadigas to come to the banking area where they can get a maximum salary, job security and work across the country. They got all these benefits. Just like UPSC and KPSC, bank also got a same weightage. Please try that. You are all those who are interested. 29th onwards, please tell your friends, colleagues, relatives also. Here also same place where you are conducting in the evening 5:30 to 7:30. You are starting banking coaching classes with a nominal charge. You know that KSF is a NGO, non-government organization. You are not here to earn any profit. You are all only nominal charges you are charging. Instead of declaring free, just only nominal charges you are charging for the student. You got a scholarship schemes also. Those who are economically poor, very intelligent, they're scoring good marks, they are getting a free coaching classes also. Last year, whole year in all centers, we conducted a free coaching classes, UPSC, KPSC and bank. So this year now you see, for you also very nominal charge. For UPSC you are charging. Same type is charging for the banking also. Please spread this message. We are also sending through the various social media that the KSF is conducting a different coaching classes in all the centers. Apart from these UPSC, KPSC and banking, Asan, Chikmagalur and Mysore, we are conducting a TDO competitive examinations, clerical cadre, the coaching classes. Then the school teachers, suppose government is declared school teachers for training coaching classes, constable, Now 13,000 constables post are declared in Karnataka. For that also there is an exam. For that also you are conducting a classes. Police sub-inspector you are conducting. Engineers you are conducting. Railways also. Because many people are not aware, particularly our own people, except UPSC, KPSC, other exam is not aware. Kindly go through the Google just to search which are the job opportunities available. Please spread them. I'm not talking to you people, you're all UPSC aspirants. I wish you all the best, all the people. Kindly regularly attend our Rao class and other classes also. But is a senior most person is talking to you people, very interesting and very knowledgeable. And he is last 10 years question paper also, he will solve, how to solve this question paper, how to write it, what is the technology to be used. All these things he will tell through his experience. I am not come across so far any IAS officer taking a direct classes like this. But people will talk generally, but taking a session is entirely different. Guiding students in a proper way is different. With experience is different. You are all fortunate to listen to Rao Sir. I am also grateful to associate with him through the KSF. Thanks to all our founders, organizers, everybody. And daily our coordinator, Mr. Ramakrishna, will be there. Nanjun Swami Sir will be here along with you people. Any things comes to you in your mind, any suggestions or anything to be improved, kindly inform us so that we will take to the appropriate authority. Management will take a decision and they will continue. I am not taking much of your time. I request Rao Sir to start the first day class. Sir, begin today, sir. This is really great. I request Nanjun Swami to kindly welcome our Rao Sir. So this is a first session. We will start. Now day by day people are increased. Today also person full amount he paid and he joining the class. Number of people are there and online. You are all here. So I wish you all the best and hearty welcome to Rao Sir for the class. Sir, please you can start.
So good morning. Thanks Ramchandra Sir for the introduction. I did my post-graduation in sociology from Venkateswara University in 75. Originally, my family is from Karnataka. My father, mother, grandparents, all. Because of profession, my father was in those days Imperial Leaf Tobacco, now called ITC. So he went to Andhra. So I got into the Indian Administrative Service in my very first attempt in 76 exam. I worked in Assam, Meghalaya, Delhi, Bangalore, and I quit the service. And from around mid-90s, I've devoted myself to coaching the civil services aspirants, both at the center and the state level. So I'm happy to be associated with KSF. And today, though my module is Modern Indian History, today I will take an orientation class. Please feel free, be interactive. I'm sure the online candidates too also, if you have any questions, either they may message or okay. So then shall we begin? I'll present some points, okay, and then I'll invite you to interact, okay, ask me questions. I assume that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you and those online are focused towards UPSC, okay. This is one of the oldest exams in the world. This was started first in 1855, you know that, on the recommendation of Macaulay Committee. The first Indian to get into the civil service was Sachindranath Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore's elder brother. Okay, and that question was asked actually. This exam has undergone several changes, but you may be surprised to know that from 1855 to 1979, the same pattern continued. Focus more on humanities, no more scholastic as they say. You may believe it or not, in my time there were 5 optionals, not 1, 5. 2 higher optionals, 3 lower. Higher optionals in case you want to be considered for IAS, IFS and IPS. Okay. And they were very high standard, post-graduation. In fact, much higher than post-graduation. Okay, a very odd kind of questions. And 3 compulsory papers, including English, general knowledge, essay. And English was very tough. You believe it or not, they used to give 10 passages and ask the candidates to improve the English. There was no problem with the para, but we had to do the refinement, which I thought was a bit odd. Then in 79, the pattern was changed from prelims to mains, and they brought 2 optionals in the mains, cut down the number of optionals, and gave the option to write the mains in the mother tongue also. Removed the English paper, all that was done. Okay. Again, a change was brought about in 2013, when they brought the CSAT paper. Okay. Dropped the optional altogether, So it's an ongoing exercise. There are rumors that there will be some more changes. We don't know when it will. Okay. I was told that UPSC is contemplating changes in the mains, not in the prelims though. Okay. So then let me get going. Okay. First, I would advise you to fix a time frame. It's very clear. This is not an instant exercise. It's not something like BSRB, you write and within 3 months the results like that. This is a long drawn process. From the date of notification to the date of your joining itself is taking 18 months. Okay. So therefore, you need to be very clear that you have to set apart at least 2 years. Unless you started preparing from 10th standard. Okay. The process itself is taking a year and a half. In the case of state services, it may be even 5 years, 4 years. The KAS notification was issued in 2023. We are in mid-2025. Even now, there is uncertainty. So, very clear. What's the implication for you? You should be very clear what are you going to do in this time frame. Any marriage proposals pending? Or what about work? Okay. You have to be very clear. Okay. About 40% of the successful candidates are working. So, I leave it to you to decide. But ideally, I would advise you in the very first attempt, you should preferably be focused on this alone. Okay. Unless you're already working. Clear time frame. Okay. 2, finances. You need to set apart some amount. Let us accept the fact. Coaching has become expensive. Okay, KSF, of course, is a charitable trust. They are operating on a non-profit basis. But just go around, this place is a hub of all coaching, you know very well. Crossing 1 lakh, 1,40,000, 80,000. So I don't know your family background, your financial. Even then, you have to set apart, I think, taking into account reference books, subscriptions to magazines, newspapers, and a tablet, laptop, all that. It comes close to 1 lakh. More than that. And I don't think any bank will give you a loan for preparing for competitive exams. Okay. So be very clear. Some minimum commitment is required from your side. Okay. Transportation, commuting, food. So I understand some of you are from outstation. You are in a hostel? PG. So I'm sure there will be additional expenses for you. Okay. So please be clear about it. It costs. Some cost is unavoidable. Okay. Then 3, plan B. Keep plan B ready. Okay. You have to. When I was preparing for civil services, I already had a plan B. I was working because my financial position was, not to be very frank, was not very comfortable. My father passed away in the midst of my post-graduation. And I didn't want to be dependent on my brother. My brother was a nice man. He told me, don't bother, I'm here. You write as many times as you want. But I didn't want. So therefore, please keep a plan B. Either employment in private sector or some other government job or start an NGO, startup. Okay. In my own institute earlier, there was a girl, Marwadi. She wrote several times, she couldn't make it. She had always a plan B. She wanted to have an online startup. She started eventually, cosmetics and all. Now her turnover per year is close to 1 crore. In fact, she invited Pooja Hegde to inaugurate. She invited me also. So she soon discovered her strength. Okay. So please keep plan B. I would definitely not recommend you to keep on writing 4 times, 5 times. It's up to you. You can write 10 times also if age permits and you are in the category. Okay. But best thing is to give 100% effort for the first 2 attempts. And then if God forbid nothing were to happen, you must implement plan B. In fact, sometime back, Shashi Tharoor tweeted that many youngsters in India are, he didn't use the word wasting, are spending the precious youth into this effort. Okay? You should go to Hyderabad and see the craze for civil services. Okay? So please don't succumb to that. Okay? Be very clear. Life is very big. World is very big. Make the world your classroom. Okay? Then for time management. You have to be very clear about time management. I would suggest out of 24 hours, 10 hours should be enough to begin with. Because you need to take care of your hygiene, food, nutrition, health, commuting. 10 to 12 hours is okay. Okay? But you must be very clear when you would like to start. Some people are very active in the night. For them, they are more comfortable. One of my batchmates and my great friend, Varisha Kader, you believe it or not, he used to, most of the reading he used to do in the toilet. That was his comfort zone. Up to him. You may say I am being trivial. No, he told me that all the preparation he did in the toilet. He kept a stool. His parents were somewhat shocked. But yes, that was his method. Okay. Choose a place where you are comfortable. Sometimes it happens when you're in a PG, there will be people you have to share. So they may be troubling you. They may put the volume, music, See whether you can manage. These days you have earbuds and I'll tell them. You have any problem like that in the PG? No sound, loud music and all. So it's good. Okay. If you are living with your parents, fine. You must be having a study room of your own. Okay. So time management is very important. Okay. And pursue your interest in life. Unless it is a full-time commitment. You like music, you like literature, you like trekking, do that. Don't give up. Please. In fact, it helps you. I am not at all advocating that to completely take sannyasa and focus only on this. That will not help you. Okay, you need to be, next important point, take care of your emotional health. Psychological, emotional health, very important. Stress management. You see, I've seen in my more than 2 decades of teaching experience, running an institute, very bright candidates also succumb to pressure. That is the enemy of performance. Pressure and performance don't go together. They get highly charged up. If I don't make it, what will my relations think of me? Okay, how do I show my face? There are people who disappear after the results, prelims results. They lie, I have cleared prelims. I can understand. Even in school, we used to do all this, change the progress card, all this and that, But sometimes it comes with a cost. Very important, you are young. You need to handle yourself very clearly. Many people can't handle failure. Okay. So please develop your inner strength. Very important. Okay. I see many, we have to be frank, let's accept, because this exam is somewhat different from the academic exams you faced all these days. Okay. Some people work themselves up unnecessarily, get into pressure situations. And when they face the OMR sheet, my answer sheet, instead of marking at 21, they'll mark at 22. You know what happens? Then their sequence gets upset. Okay? Come in, ma'am. Come in, please come in. Come. Get the basic reference books. I don't want to go into all that. Maybe some other day, Ramchandra Gudi will tell you what are the basic reference books, module wise. What books you need to buy for module A, module B, module C are available. Okay? You must have, preferably your own. I would advise you not to depend on the library for these basic books. Okay, these days, you see, in my time, books were very expensive. Now they have come down. Okay, Tata McGraw Hill Volume 1, you can manage with around 500, 600. Okay. In fact, the specialized books, all books are available. Digital library is there now, India Digital. We have NIOS, National Institute of Open Studies, eGyan course. All the books are not available. One problem with the digital library is it takes a lot of time to download and the endless patience. But eGyan course, NIOS and all are okay. Madam, I just began. I'm doing some counseling, some orientation class for the civil services. So next point is how many? It was 6 or 7 points again? Seven. So 8th one is use technology. You are lucky. Okay. But use technology wisely. Don't be a slave to that. Chat GPT, internet. Okay. I've seen many people who prepare on their laptop. In fact, 2 years back, we had a girl from BMS college. She, entire thing she should on laptop only. She should bring a laptop. The finger dexterity was very high. As she was taking the inputs, it was and for every topic, folders she created, folders. Entire preparation was screen based. Because some people are more comfortable with hard copies. I leave it to you. But don't be a slave to technology. That should be your slave. Okay. One method, simple method, for example, if I were to be in your place, I would use limited technology. For example, I'll read loudly, record my own voice in the smartphone and play it back. When I'm traveling by BMTC bus, not when you're driving, to strengthen your memory. All the previous questions I would store topic wise so that So use technology. It's up to you to where you want to use. You want to use technology for strengthening your memory or retrieval immediately. Okay, whatever you have stored, for example, previous questions on modern Indian history, you want. Okay, up to you. You must decide. I'm pretty sure each one of you is comfortable. Okay, these days almost everyone is tech savvy. Okay, so please do that. Okay, do some structured reading. What do you mean by structured reading? For example, let us say you are preparing for Indian history, Mughal history, medieval. Say literature. They ask quite a few questions. Literature, get down into micromanagement. Literature, Persian, Sanskrit, Urdu, literature, autobiographies, chronicles, translations, okay, religious literature, secular literature, like that you divide. You divide like that. You have to. Even Sanskrit literature, ancient India, scriptures, prose, poetry, drama, grammar. Okay, you have to break down into smaller modules. Geography also. Begin with planetary geography, breakdown. It's a laborious process. Unless you have a great memory, it's a different story. Okay. The next point, memory improvement. If you look at last year's geography paper, most 60-70% questions were memory based. They asked where is Bavaria region, which country is number one in uranium, which book Gandhi wrote among the following, arrange the following in the correct chronological order, which generally you would not have done in BA, MA. I did my BA. Questions were straightforward, not discuss cause of American Revolution. We need not give the dates of, mains is not memory based. But prelims is memory based. You have to. There are articles in KPSC, they're asking Article 210, what is 223? They've asked them. Which article says the speaker may allow the member to speak in a mother tongue other than the state language, I think it's Article 210, I think. Okay. So you need to, there are 440 more than that articles. How can you remember? You have to, you see, look, no pain, no gain. Okay. Just check your memory. Do some Sudoku games. Okay. See, memory is related to interest. One of my friends, a great cricket fan, he knows everything about Sunil Gavaskar. From his first match to last match in Bengaluru, he began his career in the Caribbeans. The last test match he played in 87 in Bengaluru. They announced retirement. All the stats about Gavaskar he knows. There are Dr. Rajkumar's fans who know everything about Dr. Rajkumar from Bedar Kannappa to Shabdavedi. How do they know? Interest. So if you're interested, memory will follow. Try to read with understanding. Don't mug up. Read loudly as you do children, record if possible. Every half an hour, stop reading. See how much you can recollect. Take tests. So, okay. Yes, it's difficult. This memory, You analyze the last few years' question papers in geography, in history, economy may not be, Government of India schemes, current affairs, all memory-based questions, data-based questions. Should be on your fingertips. Okay? Then do some visualization. There are two levels of visualization. One, some people do backward visualization. I used to do. For example, when I was preparing for the service, I already imagined I'm an IAS officer. Of course, you may say daydreaming. Okay, good. It used to motivate me. I'm getting down from the car, I'm hoisting the flag. Not in the night. Deliberately I used to do. What speech will I make on the Independence Day? That is one type of visualization. It helped me. A lot. It motivated me. The second type of visualization is connected to your reading. For example, let us say you are preparing for Constitution of India, polity, president. You visualize what kind of questions can they ask on the president, election system, powers of the president, tenure, removal. That's all they can ask, What else they can ask? Do some visualization. See from how many angles they can ask this question. Think that you are yourself setting a question paper. Get into the shoes of the examination question paper setter. Okay? Nothing great. It's not a great talent, actually. You can visualize easily. Okay? Then 12, combine prelims and mains preparation. Combine prelims and mains preparation. This is an integrated exam. See, in my time, there was no prelims, no mains, only one exam. Just walk in October. Okay, it used to take a month because there were so many optionals. Results were out in May. May or April. Interviews will start in May and over. August, training used to start. But now it's not like that. Notification will come in Jan or Feb. Exam will be in May, June. Mains is September. They are not giving too much gap between the date of announcement of results and it's just getting about 70-80 days. Okay. They don't give you months to prepare for mains. Okay. So there are some areas where you can combine. What are the areas where you can combine prelims and mains preparation? Indian polity. modern history and culture, economy, environment, you can combine. Okay. Geography, yes, you can combine. Geography, polity, environment, history, you combine. Okay. Current affairs, not too much emphasis is there in the mains, except India and neighbors. Okay. So please combine prelims and mains reading. Choose, that means you choose the reference books carefully. Okay. Then, very important point, most important in fact, please do not ignore paper 2. Even if you are engineers, don't ignore paper 2, maths. CSAT, what you call. This is becoming tougher and tougher as we go by years. Have you seen the last year's CSAT paper? My goodness me, what it was, maths portion. Okay, please don't take it for granted. You're an engineer, you walk in, I clear, I have cleared engineering maths, what is this? No, please don't do that. Okay, it appears to me that the UPSC has brought in paper 2 for elimination purpose. Ruthless elimination. Okay, and time management. Please do not ignore paper 2. Close to 10% are not clearing paper 2. See, one disadvantage non-Hindi speaking candidates have is the comprehension is in English. Whereas if I'm a pakka Hindi speaking person, comprehension is in Hindi. You must have seen that. So I can just imagine if comprehension were to be in Kannada, assuming your mother tongue is Kannada, you'll find it much easier, no? But that's not happening. Okay. Slowly they're taking the CSAT closer to IIM, CAT level. Okay, though the syllabus says 10th standard. No, it's more than 10th standard. Okay, if you are a plain BA, BCom, you need to focus on paper 2. That should be your first aim. Clear paper 2, 66.67% or something. 33%, I guess. Okay, please don't miscalculate. Okay, in fact, see, very unfortunate. Last year there was a candidate who was educated in US, in fact, very bright boy. It was a pleasure talking to him. Because generally I don't talk too many times with too many candidates. Time is not there. But I like talking to that fellow, with him. Okay, what a bright boy. From, I think, Berkeley University, California, something. What qualification? Neuroscience, post-graduation. Okay. He could not clear CSAT this time. He had enrolled with me for anthropology and he was very happy. But then came the results. I'm sorry, sir, I did not clear the prelims. But I'm sure I have not cleared paper 2. Because you don't know, no? You have to wait for some time. They are not announcing the results immediately, no? You only know cleared or not. But how many marks you got in paper 1, how many you got in paper 2, you don't know. I don't know, that's a UPSC policy. After the exam process is over, then you will get to know. They'll announce. Okay, so you don't know whether you failed in paper 1 or paper 2. Okay, this maths, reasoning, comprehension modules, start preparing from day 1 itself. Take some XLRI or your time, I heard of time, they train you for MBA or IMS, start going through that, prepare. Okay, you see, I don't know how many of you have a maths background. Anybody who has a maths background here? Maths background, BSc maths, no? No, you don't have. So you need to focus more on maths. The maths faculty is here. Please make use of him. Okay? And see what is your comfort level in maths. I was not very comfortable in maths, but luckily in my time there was no maths in the prelims paper. There was no prelims at all. There was no maths paper at all. Okay? Unless you taken maths as an optional. But when I got into training, there was a statistics paper which you had to clear in the training. You have to clear. Okay? You have to clear the departmental examination once in service. There, statistics paper was there. But luckily, we had a great teacher who himself was a civil servant. Okay, Ramachandran, what a great lecturer he was. A pleasure, in fact. Okay, so I learned stats and complex statistics it was. So these maths and stats will not leave you anywhere in life, whether it is Staff Selection Commission, much more in SSC, BSRB. BSRB, one module is there, no? Maths. Here they have made only some 25-30 questions. But you can't ignore it. Okay? Do this exercise today itself. What is your comfort level in maths? Module-wise, probability, permutations and combinations, number theory, partnerships, time and distance. Okay? Go by this one by one. See where you are comfortable, where you are not comfortable. Okay? Comprehension, reasoning. It's something which much of it you can learn yourself. Next, 14. Do some pre-learning. Very important. Before you come for the class, read. I will tell you what I'm going to do next day. So tomorrow we're going to start off with modern India. I will be looking at early political activity and formation of Congress, which the coordinator, Mr. Goody, will send to your smartphones. I have sent him a workbook. I have received. You will get it, but in the course of the day. Please upload it on your smartphone and come for the class. I'll tell him. Okay? This early morning I sent him a workbook, a sort of a synoptic worksheets. So please keep that in your front so that your writing is reduced. You can focus more on what I am teaching. So you have to divide your time between writing and listening. Okay? Ensure that you get it by this evening and upload on your smartphones. Okay? Very important. The workbook. So pre-learning is very important. We will request the faculty to let you know what they will be handling the next day, so that you come prepared, so that you and the faculty are on the same page. Okay, it's not possible in our college and school. We knew broadly, but we didn't know what we will be teaching exactly next day. Nor were they telling us. Okay, but those days I was born in 50s. Those jamana was different. But what these days do lecturers tell you in the college? What they are going to tell next day? No. They tell? I think they tell anything. They don't? They don't. Some they do, I think. In my time, hey, they tell in Telugu. Gauri Bindur, I was in school. The teacher never bothered. Hey, bye, okay. Whatever I teach, come on, take down and take down. One day, because it was single room, single teacher school. Okay. On Ishta, if he's in mood, he will teach Karnataka history. If he's not in a mood, he will teach maths and abusers. Okay. He knew very well we were not good in maths, but things have changed now. Okay. So be very clear. You are paid for it. You should make use of the faculty as a resource person. Okay. So then, next point. Or this point number 13? 14. 14? Next is 15. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so discover yourself, discover your talent. You will do some introspection. Atmavalokana antiralla. The time has come for you. Okay, maybe go to some Starbucks, or if it is too not affordable, go to some other place where you will enjoy. Sit down, think about yourself. Okay, is civil services your cup of tea really? Are you prepared? Okay, take it as a challenge. Between 0.1 to 0.10% are clearing, depend on vacancies. But that should not deter you. UPSC has started a scheme from this year. I want to tell you, very important. So assuming there are 850 vacancies, 850 people will make it. Not everybody, there are also some 2-3% are not joining. In my batch, one fellow did not join. IAS, he refused to accept. Because he was born in a rich business family and all the different story. So now what they are doing, 1,500, I am talking a merit list, 851 they are making. And they are sending their list to government companies and the private sector. I've heard of that. You started a scheme this year. There are high chances that you may get an appointment offer I said, don't ignore that. Okay? Clear? Okay. Do some analysis of your strengths and weaknesses. And in MBA, they call SWOT analysis. Just see, for example, what are my strengths? Okay, history, fine, I'm okay. My academic background, you are archaeology, history. Fine, I'm reasonably comfortable. Okay. Or not comfortable in science. Physics don't bother, they are not bothered. Physics, they are not asking. Like biology, chemistry, I'm not comfortable, jot down. So try to develop your foundation in areas where you are not strong. Very important next point, approach to current affairs. You see, there was a point of time till about 2010, even till 2015, questions on current affairs were direct. Nobel Prize who got, which award who got, and Crystal Awards were given for what. But now they are not asking. They might. Last year they asked about some chess, youngest grandmaster, the direct question. But direct questions are not even one or two. For example, if Donald Trump has penalized India, China for manufacturing and sending fentanyl or something like that, it's supposed to be a addictive drug. Okay? They will ask what is fentanyl, what is its chemical composition, like that. The government of India announces a palm oil mission. They are not going to ask about palm oil mission, duration, target and all. They ask what is palm oil? What is different in palm oil and some other oil? For example, National Hydrogen Mission was announced with big fanfare. Question was asked, they asked different types of hydrogen. Match. What is blue hydrogen? What is green hydrogen? Match. There are different types of hydrogen, you know. Okay. So, related questions, very rare. Let us assume that off Mangalore coast, a ship has collapsed, sunk, releasing lot of oil into the sea, Arabian Sea. Pollution. But you also know, I also know, Vijayawani, Pravakal, Karna, everything, they've given, Vijay Karnataka, complete list they've given. No! They will ask, what are the latest technologies to clear pollution? I was asked, there are bacteria, you know, there are bacteria which eat, you know, I've heard of them. The microbes, you know, they'll ask that kind of question. So please don't waste your time in gathering data. Clear? I would rather advise don't waste too much time on current affairs. They also have come to know that the internet is full of current affairs. It's very vision free. A lot of institutes are putting up current affairs free. I'm sure you know that, no? And there are institutes which are giving you 240-page current affairs per month. Compass and Rao Sir Coaching Center, Delhi. 300 pages. What are you going to do? Are you going to do a PhD or what in current affairs? Okay. They have come to know. Then they are not asking. You analyze last year, only 9 questions were there on current affairs. So better you spend on conventional topics like Indian history, okay, economy, etc. Next, 18, newspaper reading. Please read newspaper intelligently. Okay, you see, a retired person may look at newspaper differently. Okay, there is no point in reading from first page to last page. Please read a newspaper, economy section. Okay, some special supplements, Sunday edition, for improving your conceptual vocabulary. For example, economy page, they may say zero RBI directions on zero coupon bonds. What is zero coupon bonds? Okay. China indulges in salami slicing. What do you mean by salami slicing? Or salami slicing, something like that. Okay. Just don't use the newspaper to jot down mechanically who got a Nobel Prize in physics and all that. Okay. You follow? CRISPR-R9 technology introduced in Mumbai. Okay, they are using CRISPR-R9 technology for treating cancer. Okay, it's a gene editing technology. So try to know about that. Okay, please don't waste your time in. See, KS is okay. KS are asking this question T20 final, who got maximum runs, who got maximum wickets, and all. But they're not asking like that in the UPSC. Please use newspapers intelligently to improve your English, improve your conceptual vocabulary, and for mains, Indian Express, I would advise you. They've started one UPSC edition, I think, Indian Express. Annual subscription, digital, you can. Good, not bad. They do a lot of write-ups on all that, interesting articles, worth subscribing. I don't advise you to subscribe to any magazines. It's not a waste of time. There are like Disha, Made Easy. Magazines are there, monthly magazines. Not very useful. As you can as well surf the net and make your own notes. Okay. Next, choose. Choose your optionals early. You have to, there is no escape from optional. In KPSC, there is no optional, they have dropped. UPSC is planning to drop the optional, but don't know when. There are rumors that UPSC is planning to drop the ethics paper and optionals. But I don't think next 2-3 years it will happen. So please choose your optional carefully. Go by academic background. For example, you have done MBA, no? Maybe you can think of management or public administration. But before you decide, go through the previous year question papers. Okay? Previous year question papers. Very important. And what level are you prepared for that? Okay? Of course, the most common optionals are history, public administration, regional language, literature. But choose carefully. You don't get too much time to prepare for optional between the prelims, and so start from right now. Okay? 20. At least twice a week, write. Do some writing. Either it may be optional related or related to some essay topic. Essays are becoming more and more complex. Okay? Rolling stone gathers moss. The longest journey is inward journey, like that they're asking. First of all, you understand what is there. In my time also, there used to be like that questions, essay questions. India is not just a land of snakes and maharajas. You have to elaborate on that. But if you see, look at the, my goodness me, the thrust of the essay topics. Earlier, they used to give you some choice on foreign policy, some social issues, gender issue. Now they removed all that. Okay. That means they want to find out how much you are aware of the world around you, how much thinking you have done. Okay. Next point, 21. Develop your analytical skills, especially paper 2 reasoning and comprehension. Thoda kopdi you have to use. Paper 1, at least you read everything about geography, from planetary geography to lithosphere to hydrosphere to atmosphere, biomes and all that. Okay. What analysis they can, you tell me, they can ask in paper 1? Okay. But paper 2 analysis, comprehension, and they are giving you confusing alternatives, options. Do some Sudoku game exercise. Okay. Form a group. Take the previous year comprehension papers. Okay. You have to apply your mind. In the mains also. For example, let us take modern Indian history module. There was a question some years back. Do you think India would have got independence without Gandhiji? Okay. If you think we would have got independence without Gandhiji, you can write, yes, we could have got. Some people say the British left India because of INA mutiny. Indian National Army mutiny, when intelligence reports reached England, that army was no longer reliable. Okay. Some say British left India because they themselves became weak after Second World War. After Second World War, England was battered, no? America and Russia became superpowers. Okay. Thirdly, they said they left India because India was becoming ungovernable, unmanageable. Some people say British left India because of economic reasons. They're spending more than what they used to get. Do you think they ruled us out of love? Vajpayee ji used to say that they left India because they could not tolerate our English. Okay. In maybe lighter sense. He told Tony Blair, Prime Minister of England, he told him, you left because you didn't like our English. Okay. So, how can they ask this question in prelims? You tell me. They cannot ask. Can they ask this type of question in prelims? There is no way they can ask opinion-based questions in prelims. So, please develop your analytical abilities. For example, they might ask, analyze the discretionary powers of the governor. Is he exercising discretion on his own or at the behest of somebody else? So these are controversial questions are not asked. Okay, like Hindutva, okay, Islamophobia, they are not to be, they may be asked in the interview. Okay, interview also generally they don't ask. Once in a while they might. Okay, they do. But generally they avoid. So it's very difficult to know. But as a civil servant, you are supposed to be neutral. Okay, be very careful while speaking. As they say in a democracy, what you say is not important. What people hear is more important. So be very careful in the choice of words. Okay. There are cases where officers have been suspended for using vocabulary which was not politically correct. In my time, they could say physically handicapped. No, you should say physically or specially abled or physically challenged. Okay, you can't say hijda, you have to say transgenders. Okay, you know, third sex, like that. You may be right. You can't say mudka, senior citizen. Okay, you know, these things have changed politically. Other day, my friend told me, don't call pickpocket, call them fingersmith. And okay, so well, things have changed. Okay. ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ people have become very sensitive. When I was in England, I remember there's a place called Trafalgar Square. All day people meet and, you know, they keep a dais ready. Anybody can come and talk anything. I remember when I went there was an interesting fellow who came and just like this. And please pardon me if any Christian is there. His argument was Jesus was gay. People jeered at him. That's all. After some time, he stepped down. Is it possible these days? Can anybody talk like that? My goodness me. Okay. Dhyana Saraswati, the way he blasted Jesus, you know. Today, we have to accept things have changed. People have become more sensitive, more aware. In the classrooms also, people have become very sensitive. You know, you be very careful in schools. You abuse somebody, you don't know what they will do. There was a case in Cluny Convent where some couple of years back, one teacher. So we generally, you can't be any, she look, you are some 8 of you, assuming that she just collapsed, she will not do that though. It looks hard, you know. Definitely I will tell her, ma'am, if you are having any problem, go and have a watch and come back. So I never used to tell, I accepted that. Okay, let her sleep. But she was not bad though, she had some phobias, but she had some behavioral issues which I accepted. Okay. So things have changed. There are companies which accept differences, diversity at workplace. Transgenders also they are employing. So you are living in a world, imperfect world. Things have changed from what it was in the 50s and 60s, and change is inevitable. So you have to accept it. Okay. So the point is that develop your analytical skills. Okay. On a range of issues. This analysis should begin with paper 2, CSAT. And the mains, almost all modules. Around 35 to 40% questions are based on analysis, optionals also. Okay? Not entirely, they cannot ask, but they are putting it here and there to find out how well aware of your environment. Do you have opinions on that? Because as a civil servant, this kind of test papers are not asked in RBI, base RBI. But civil services, special role you have. You do not know what kind of responsibilities fall on you as an IAS officer, as an IRS officer. They can't just type it out in a paper and give it to you. You know when you become a bank manager, what is your role clearly. But when you are a sub-collector or a upayukta or a DC, you know what's your role, you don't know. Maybe A to Z, you never know what it is. Conflict management to conflict resolution. Okay, you have to do. So that's the challenge of the civil services. Okay. Then I would say, I mentioned about memory. I mentioned memory. Okay. Then stress management. Okay. So you need to really manage stress. Preparing for this exam, stress is good. Some amount of stress is good in life. Even Sunil Gavaskar accepted that whenever he goes out to bat, some stress will be there. That charges you, is good, but then not beyond a point. Then it becomes enemy of performance. Then you really don't know how to, manage your time and manage your performance. And then 23, okay, very important. I would say create or be a part of a group. Depends. Like-minded people, either in the classroom or outside. Okay, interact. Because I don't know, I always prepared alone. I didn't believe in group reading and all. In fact, my colleagues used to, in the school, tell me that I was a killadi and all. I used to waste their time, but never wasted my time. The group reading sometimes is useful, sometimes not. Sometimes what happens is a lot of time is wasted in going down the road for coffee, tea and all that, and gossip and all that. I leave it to you. Sometimes it can be useful also. Okay. See, knowledge shared is knowledge gained. Do you think they're secretive? It depends. Choose your friends wisely. It's good. Actually, I tell you, it can be quite an invigorating factor, having good friends. Okay. Not necessarily preparing for civil services. They can be from any walk of life. They can help you a lot. Okay. In fact, this is called peer learning, peer learning from peers is very good. That's how I learned maths. I was not at all good in maths. Though I liked maths, I learned it from a friend of mine, Gulam Yasdanian. He taught me. He was my friend and Hindustan still. I learned he was very patient and he taught me from counting apples to complex trigonometry. Okay. So this is about my orientation class. I'll still continue. Okay. Do you want a break? Do you want a break? Now it's 12:20. Another 30 minutes I'll go and maybe sometime more. Okay. So at this point, do you have any questions to ask me? Or this side? It has shifted here. Okay. So now, you have any questions to ask me till this point of time? Or you want me to supplement something which you think I have missed? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll come to KPSC. About KPSC, now let me focus on KPSC. About KES I'll talk. Okay. You see, first point you need to prepare is for uncertainty. UPSC, there is clear certainty. Okay. Result notification is issued in Feb. Prelims is held in May, June. Mains is September. Results in early Jan, Feb. Interviews begin in March. That's it. You can be very clear. But when it comes to KPSC, it's a long haul. Maybe 3 years, 4 years. 2011, it took 10 years, believe it or not. By the time I became a father, grandfather also, maybe we don't know. Okay. And secondly, you should also know about KPSC. There are far too many categories of reservation. Okay. SC, ST is okay. OBC, project affected persons, children of MLA, MP, ex-army, Kannada medium, rural candidates. Okay. Unbelievable. I think they should make quota for people like me also, I think. Grey haired, 5%. Physically challenged, ex-army, Kannada medium. There are so many categories, complex categories of reservations. That's fact of life you need to prepare. And you see, when I wrote the exam, reservations were there only for SC, ST. Ex-army was there in my time also. Now they brought physically challenged 3%. Economically weaker section 10%. OBC 27%. So that's it, So the area for the place, the space for general candidate is shrinking. Okay. Actually, economically weak section also can be considered as part of general candidates only. Okay. But it's going to be with us. Okay. So for KPSC, slightly different pattern. Okay. Paper 1. You see, what KPSC has done is, in UPSC, paper 2 is only minimum qualification. You should get, it's only qualifying nature. Okay, you have to get minimum 33%. It doesn't count for merit. Whereas in KPSC, paper 2 counts for merit. Okay, this is 200 marks. This is 100 questions, 100, 2 marks each. Negative marking is 0.25. Whereas in UPSC, it is 0.33%. In KPSC, negative marking is 0.25%. Okay. Whereas it is 0.33% in UPSC. Paper 1 is general knowledge, national, international current affairs, geography, Karnataka, national, Indian geography, economy, polity, and history. Geography here is world geography, Indian geography, Karnataka geography. History, Indian history, Karnataka history. Okay. In paper 2 is science and technology, environment, schemes, Karnataka government schemes, Karnataka economy, English, comprehension, reasoning, maths, and decision making. This is paper 2. They shifted environment, science and technology to paper 2, not paper 1. In paper 2, earlier they used to make section A, section B, but they removed it now. It's all one. Earlier they used to clearly mention in the syllabus, section A was SNT, environment, Karnataka economy, Karnataka schemes, Karnataka current affairs, Karnataka current affairs. Section B was maths, reasoning, English, comprehension, decision making. But if you see last year, they removed that section A, section B difference. There were no question on decision making, not at all. English also, there was no question. Earlier, they used to ask some passages and all. English focused on meaning of a particular phrase, like between devil and deep sea. Okay, at once, which end, what is it? Now, I didn't see any such question last year. They removed completely this comprehension, decision making. Most of the questions were current affairs, Karnataka schemes, Karnataka economic survey based questions, science, environment, maths, reasoning. Okay. Earlier, the KPSC question paper 1 was to be slightly of 30 to 40% lower than the UPSC. But now they also caught up. Okay. So here, that is the pattern in KPSC. Paper 1, paper 2, both must be taken seriously. Okay. So therefore, cutoff will be higher. We are looking at 400. Not 200 like in UPSC. You got the point. UPSC cutoff is around 90. Okay. Here it is 190. Or for general candidates, close to 200 for men. 198, close to 200. Okay. For women, it should be around 180 like that. General candidate, I'm talking. Okay. So you are looking at a higher cutoff in KPSC. Okay, and the questions have changed over the years. Let us accept. They also they imitate the UPSC. And around paper 2, Karnataka current affairs, Karnataka economy, Karnataka schemes themselves are more than 30-40. Okay. Paper 1, Karnataka history, some 4 or 5 questions can be asked. Karnataka geography, simple. Okay. Got the point. So now let me come to the so simple. I wish life also could be so simple. We forget all everything like that, tuck, like the tap gone. But don't happen. Imperfect world. Okay. So let us now look at the pattern of questions. Okay. In UPSC, KPSC. When I appeared for the exams we also had general studies. Question direct. Okay. But there was no option. We had to write answers. No options are there. So there are direct questions. For example, for which of the following achievements X got Nobel Prize? 1. A. Gene editing. B. Parkinson's disease, cracking code, something. You choose one, no? There are some 10-15 questions are like that. Last year also they asked which of the following organizations started this fund? Okay. Who wrote this book? Direct question. Barack Obama, they asked some years back. Jai Shankar, National Affairs Minister, wrote a book. They asked for. But such questions are shrinking. Where only 1 out of the 4 options are correct. 2. Combination questions. They give statement, they'll give 1, 2, 3, 4. Which of the following are correct about Sardar Patel? 1. He came into prominence during Bardoli Satyagraha. 2. He was the first Deputy Prime Minister of India. 3. He was the first elected Speaker in the Central Assembly. Is not correct though. Clear. He was associated with Indian Trade Union Congress. All 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know. These are combination. These combinations are so cleverly framed to confuse you. Clear? 3. How many of the following, this has become a problem, I tell you. How many of the following are correct? Only 1, 2, that means your guess game is gone. Follow? So let us say stupid question. How many of the following statements about Amitabh Bachchan are correct? 1, he is hosting Kaun Banega Crorepati. 1. Yeah, stupid question, I will not ask, assuming. To make matter simple for you. Okay, 2. He started his career with an English film. Okay. So like that. How many? That means you should know everything about it, no? So you see in KPSC, sub-inspectors exam also they are asking. How many of the following statements are correct about Quit India movement? Is it only 1? Only 2? Okay. 3. Multiple matching questions. Either matching questions can be either direct, like 1 column, authors. 2nd column, books. That's okay, A, 3, B, 2, you can. But what they're doing here, you know, they're giving column 1, column 2, column 3. You have to match all the 3 columns. You got the point? Okay? If you, which particular column is wrong also, you got the point. First state. So 1, 2, 3. In question number 1, all the columns are correctly matched. In question number 2, second is not, you got the point. So that means they have made your life miserable. They are a cat and mouse game is going on. Then 4, assertion and reasoning question. Analysis. They give statement, assuming, let us simplify matters. Rural women are shy in India. By and large, correct. Generally, women in rural areas are shy. They don't openly. I remember when I was in university, the anthropology students, they had gone from field work into rural areas to make a study on family planning. They did the mistake of asking directly a question. what method you are using? You are beaten up. Will anybody go and ask Gauramma? Are you using husband using condom or you are using loop? Will anybody answer that question? Urban areas also, why will they ask? Why will they tell the stranger? If somebody, I am waiting in the Chandra layout bus stand, somebody comes out with a mic and say, Mr. Rao, what brand of soap? I can. Okay. But what are you doing to prevent the birth of children is something personal. They have to approach the GP president and then introduce themselves properly. If I give a statement A, women in rural India are shy, reason is all women are shy by nature, that's not correct, no? Do you mean think genetically women? So this is simple, but more complex they are giving. Okay. For example, Dr. P.R. Ambedkar. Okay. Statement A. Dr. Ambedkar believed in mobilization of deprived classes. Correct. Or reason for that is he believed that upper classes are exploiting. Maybe correct some extent. Okay. Sometimes bit confusing. Okay. So assertion reasoning. Unfortunately, they are giving two reasons, not one now. Got the point? So you have to be analysis. There are only just 4 or 5 questions like that. Not all. Clear? You follow? Then 5. Multiple statements, questions. 5 statements they are giving. A lot of time is consumed. Which of the following are incorrect? Only 2, 3 no. They are giving 5 statements. Lamba choda, half the page only, question paper. Can be geography, for example, about say, let us say you know very well that the cyclones in India are more common in the east coast, no? Cyclones in the west coast are not very rare. There were though, not common. I cannot think of any cyclone hitting Bombay seriously. Cyclones hitting Chennai, yes, of course. There have been tsunamis also in Chennai. The tsunami type situation is not possible in Bombay. In India, cyclones are more east coast, Orissa, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, West Bengal. Why? Okay. Some reasons are there. So they are giving 4 statements. Expect clear. It is generally observed that cyclones hit east coast more often than west coast. How many of the following statements explain? Okay. Or how many of them are not correct? So to go through each and every statement. Okay. You follow? So what's happened over the years is they've changed the pattern of questions. For a long time, there were direct questions, matching questions, that's over. But now they're using combination of questions in 100. But direct questions, combination questions, how many of the following correct? Multiple matching or simple matching, assertion reasoning, and multiple statement questions they are given. Okay. So you need to be prepared for that. They can ask this pattern in geography, they can ask this pattern in history, they can ask this pattern forget about paper 2, that's full of analysis only. Okay. So need to be prepared. Sharpen your gray cells. This is one of the most challenging exams. Okay. Keep one thing in mind. To succeed in life, you don't need to be academically brilliant. Tendulkar, Dhoni, do you think they were distinction students? But they soon discovered where the talent lay. And they pursued it. So some passion is required. Okay, if your father is Mukesh Ambani, that's a different story. Or your father is Siddharama, a politician, like Dr. Parameshwar, then you are ready, all the institutes are there, you can. But Dr. Parameshwar owns, Siddhartha, something like that. So you can walk in, he's ready for you there. But not like that. Our parents were middle class, lower middle class. So you need to take charge of your life and decide. Okay. Even Albert Einstein may not clear these prelims, but he was Einstein. He discovered his talent lay in academics. So discover your talent. Very important. You don't need to be brilliant to clear the civil service exam. I've seen my institute also, quite a few. There's one fellow, what happened was he was MES, BSc. Third year candidates or third year students are allowed to write the exam. But they should clear the degree by the time the mains exam comes. So he wrote the prelims. By that time his final year exam had not yet come. He cleared the prelims, but he failed the BSc exam. Okay, luckily ಅವನಿಗೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಸಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬಂತು ಅಷ್ಟರೊಳಗೆ he cleared up supplementary. Okay, believe it or not. He failed in the BSc exam, cleared prelims. Okay. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೋಡಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್. Intelligence is multi-dimensional. There are people who are very intelligent in cheating others. That also requires intelligence. There is a digital arrest and all that. I saw one cartoon other day, a traditional bank robbery, full mask and gun. Hey, banduk, chabi de do, mujhe bank ko. Wait. Have you tried net banking? Why don't you try internet? Cyber fraud, giving suggestion. In spite of that, in Bijapur, last week there was a bank robbery. Tragical bank robbery. You don't know, surprised. How it happened? No, you are not surprised. That these days, you have not read in papers. 16 crores almost from SBI. How they looted them, I'm surprised. Some insider work must be there, I think. How they chose the time. They had only country-made pistols. What happened to security? Were they sleeping or what? But to SBI. I can understand some Huchamma, Venkumamba cooperative bank. But this was State Bank of India. I mean, amazing, I tell you. They must have planned, did a lot of reconnaissance, But I hope, not yet caught, I think, as on date. I'm not too sure whether police have cracked the case or not. They will find out, though. I don't think they'll be escaping for a long time. So, intelligence is required for succeeding in life, and you need to find out. Brilliance, no, not required. Smart reading. Know how to manage your time. Okay. Next point is that a very important point, which I did not cover in my list. Previous year question papers must be like your Bible by your side. Okay. Is they available in the market? Arihant. Please buy a hard copy. In internet also you can get. But the laborious, you have to go to the net, download and PDF format. You can. If you have finger dexterity, you can immediately develop a file. But you can buy a hard copy. They won't repeat the questions, but you will know the standard expected. Okay? There is nothing like a golden rule that they should ask so many questions only in ancient India. They can ask, they may delete also. For example, some years back, there are hardly any questions in geography. Okay? Up to them. It's not like BSRB. In BSRB, 50 questions guaranteed in maths, guaranteed reasoning. May not be in the civil services. But questions are always there on economy, polity, history, geography. Unpredictable are these current affairs. Current affairs, economy, environment are getting to be a bit unpredictable. Okay? Questions on history, geography, polity are manageable. The most manageable module is polity. You read well, you can answer. History, read well, you can. Geography, be thorough, you can answer. So see whether you can get maximum marks in these modules. Okay? And also one more advice, do some calculation as to how many negative marks you can afford. Okay? That's important. Nobody gets 200 out of 200. 100 is okay. But you have to calculate where you can live. कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ कोना, as they say. See where you can afford to live. Okay? Because it is a foolish to plunge in and answer all the questions. I would advise you to keep your guess to around 25%. X number of questions you don't know. You don't know at all X number of questions. Out of that, 25% attempt. See whether you can manage. Okay, it looks somewhere familiar, like a face you have seen in a crowd somewhere. See whether you can risk that. But don't take risk. Okay, because 0.33% may not be very high, but if 35-40 questions are wrong, you lose. So be careful that the management of the questions, okay, especially related to ones which you are not aware of, be careful, okay, in answering it. So these are about the pattern of questions. UPSC, KPSC also is adopting the same format, okay. One major difference between UPSC and KPSC is, in KPSC, time management is not a great issue in paper 2. Because they mixed maths with other questions. Whereas in civil services, paper 2, time management is important. And though they have given you 2 hours, many candidates are very difficult, especially if you come from rural background, you are from non-maths background, you are from, your English is not your cup of tea. Let us face the fact. Suppose I am from Pandavapura, Hoskote, Durbalapur, Rajankunte. My English is a problem. But I am from Mount Carmel, Jyotin Nivas. I am from Lady Shriram, Miranda. Obviously, my spoken English, you have to accept. Will you accept or not? Will me. There is a girl from Mount Carmel. And there is another girl from, say, some Pandavapura or some Haveri. Don't you think difference is there in their English? Communication, expression. So please be comfortable in conversational English. If you're not very comfortable in English, don't bother. At least try to talk in the classroom with your colleagues in English. Does not matter grammar and all. Okay. My time, of course, more emphasis on English. But if you look at paper 2, you have to have some minimum comfort levels in English. Ethics paper also. Ethics paper also in mains. You have to have reasonably comfortable knowledge levels in English. I would say command is not required. Okay. So please assess how comfortable are you in English. Not spoken English, written English. You have to. If you think your English is not very comfortable, you have to develop it. Not great. I think it's not a great exercise. I don't think you really need to climb Mount Everest for that. Just need to be self-confident. Okay. So that's about the pattern of questions. Okay. Now lastly, before I wind up, let me quickly run through some reference books. There is no one reference book. There are a wide range of reference books. They also know UPSC has become aware of it. They also have got their own library. They know what books you are consulting. We're NCERT only for foundation. No adult questions asked from NCERT. Okay. So now, no, this is where? Over here. So now let's look at some basic reference books. Okay. First, let us come to Indian history. Though ancient India, medieval, someone else will take, but I'll briefly mention. For ancient India, take R.S. Sharma, old NCERT edition. Okay, present NCERT. Beginning with medieval India, Satish Chandra, good book. 2 volumes. 1 volume also is there. Earlier, Satish Chandra books were prescribed for NCERT also. Modern India, I begin with unique quintessence. And Ramachandra Pradhan, Raj to Swaraj. Raj to Swaraj by Ramachandra Pradhan. There are so many books are there you can make out. A surfeit of books. But I would advise you, one good source is NIOS. What of that? National Institute of Open Studies. Good source. Then E-Gyan Kosh. You can't print out, though, not possible. E-Gyan Kosh is a very good source. Wikipedia is always there. ChatGPT is there. You know very well. But ChatGPT sometimes doesn't bring the nuances. Okay. So I'll try Madam on Vishnuvardhan, but I was not happy with that. What ChatGPT told me about Vishnuvardhan. I knew more about Vishnuvardhan than the ChatGPT. That's a different story. Okay. So this E-Gyan Kosh is fantastic. But too much in depth. You need to ferret out. Tara chaff from the grain and not a husk. Take separated from rice, like that you should. But very good source, Igyan Kosh. Just type on Google Igyan Kosh. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to download that. Because maybe so many are hitting that site. Okay, no depth of good books on history. Many good books are there. But don't read too many. Igyan Kosh, NIOS will be more than enough. Okay. Now coming to the polity, Indian polity, Lakshmikant is there. So many books are there. But for combining for mains and prelims, you should also look into Ruchira Tyagi or Ruchira Tyagi, I think. Government and Politics in India. Okay. D.N. Basu also is there. D.D. Basu. D.D. Basu is there. But please keep a bare act, very important. Bare act of the Constitution, you will get from High Court, any law book depot. Simply articles with comment, that's the most important. Directly they're asking from that. Okay. Then coming to economy, Ramesh Singh is there. More fact oriented, but you should go to Investopedia. It's a very good site to give you the basic concepts. Perfect. For example, zero coupon bonds, Investopedia, but property will get. Okay. Investopedia is good. Then Vikaspedia for all government schemes. Number one site. Vikaspedia. You will get all, for example, Atal Pension Yojana. You want to know, they've asked sovereign bond gold scheme. Everything you will get. Okay. Authentic, updated. Okay. And then I would advise you, because keeping the mains also in mind, prelims also, Mishra and Puri or Sundaram, Mishra and Puri or Uma Kapila, basic book on economy. It is meant for BA, MA level, but it is readable. But Ramesh Singh sometimes they want to find out whether you know the basics about Indian economy. Okay? Not from an economist angle, from a layman's angle. Mishra and Puri, Indian economy is a good book. That's somewhat frighteningly bulky, but many chapters are not relevant for you. You have to compulsorily read Mishra and Puri. Plus newspaper current affairs, current schemes are announced. Geography. Geography is a manageable module. I think it's too much in-depth. Mahanadi River, where it originates, which district it passes through, Orissa, where it ends up in the sea, how many tributaries are left bank, how many tributaries in memory. Okay, luckily they don't ask how many liters of water is there in Pacific Ocean. Okay. Okay. So, geography, so many are there. I would suggest that Gocha and Lang, NCERT I'm assuming. Okay, Gocha and Lang is a good book. Certificate course in geography. Very well compact. Okay. Certificate course in geography. Good. There are books on Indian geography. Siddharth. Okay. Indian geography. Kullar is there. Kullar is a very good book. Kullar. The Indian geography also very manageable questions. Irrigation, monsoon, soils, climate, forests, economic geography, human geography, and then one standard atlas. One standard atlas. Oxford, because some were required, you need to know. Every week devote some time for mountains, water bodies, continents, coasts. Directly, they asked which is the easternmost part of India. Cities, they put dots there. Okay. Which of the following cities are on the same latitude? Okay, but that you'll know only when you read the map. Must make it a part of your preparation. Okay, dictionary of geography. Please take one dictionary of geography. Either Collins, Oxford, or pick up from the library. Okay, first 1 week ABC, then DEF like that. Very important. Okay, then coming to the science and technology part of it, NCRT 10th standard should be enough. Biology slightly higher level. Physics forget. Even if 1 hour question is asked there, don't bother. Waste of time. Focus more on biology. Anything for CET books are there. Simple questions. Don't get scared, no? I'm not comfortable. Don't do that. Current affairs, of course, newspaper, vision, so many sites are there. Okay. Standard papers, Indian Express, Hindu. Deccan Herald may be useful more for KPSC. Where Deccan Herald, I find the coverage of international news is not in depth compared to Hindu. Okay. Times of India is more market oriented, don't bother. Indian Express is not. Now it's recently started focusing on UPSC. Okay. Then coming to the environment. Yes, these days environment questions are asked. In syllabus is mentioned. Okay. So take Rajagopal, a good book, Basics of Environment. Okay. Otherwise, you have environment, so many books are there on the net. CSC is there, Center for Environmental Studies is there, IAS, so their notes are there. Okay. ಈಗಲೇ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ hundreds of articles. Like a child in a toy shop, we're confused. Okay. So be careful which one you choose and all that. Okay. But environment, unpredictable. Some memory. National Park, yellow Saikova National Park, Dibrugarh, Tejpur. Okay. Chung National Park, where it is Arunachal Pradesh, Andaman Nicobar. Okay. That is, there are more than 100 national parks in India, more than 50 tiger reserves. Where are you going to remember? Okay. Conceptual is okay, food chain is okay, I can understand. Energy pyramid, I can understand, pyramid. Geothermal, I can understand. Okay. Laws of thermodynamics applicable to environment, I can understand. But national park, mongoose, bear, wild bear, sloth bear, where you will remember, you tell me. But forget it. Okay. There's no point, unless you got phenomenal memory. Okay. Coming to paper 2, I would advise you simply take MBA material. Just say your CAT, though very high level, CAT, and prepare for that. Okay. Previous year question papers. Okay. Just take, for example, an editorial in Hindu and see if you are asked to set the question, how will you set? On comprehension. Form a group. Okay. Ma'am, she will set one day one comprehension question on today's Hindu editorial. Others will like that. Okay. So these are some of the reference books. So I'll tell you later for mains also, if time permits. We have to combine. Mains requires a vaster reading. Okay. Definitely mains is more manageable than prelims. Mains you are prepared, you read this X number of books, you will get questions. Okay. But it's not like that in prelims. You read everything about modern India. Somewhere suddenly they'll ask what is the nickname for Mountbatten? Okay. I read everything about Mountbatten. Nickname, it was called Dixie or something. I'm not too sure. I think it was a nickname, I think. Not very sure. Bird or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. It was a nickname for Mountbatten. Okay. So this mains, is more manageable. Options are repetition. 30% questions are repeated in the mains optional. Even the general studies papers also are manageable. Okay. So lastly, before I wind up, don't ignore the language papers barrier. Okay. But there are people who are failing in Hindi also, Kannada also. I had a student who was a great fan of Rajkumar. Appat Abhimane. He failed in Kannada. I told him, Dr. Rajkumar was ashamed. And you failed in Kannada. Okay, no, he was a pilot. Then he learned Kannada and Pradeep Arya. He got Shaurya Chakra and all that. You can check the net also. IRS officer, Kurgi, Pradeep Arya, very nice fellow, from Bombay, very interesting character. First attempt, he got good marks, everything. Kannada he failed. Okay. But very shame. He was Kannadiga only. But because of the background, like my daughter, she can speak many languages, but writing is zero except English, Hindi. Because she was in Assam, from Delhi, like that. Consistent exposure, you got the point. Like Gen Z, you see, most of you are very comfortable in texting this and that. So writing comes with problem. Especially if you are from medicine background, engineering background, you don't write much. So you need to be patient, develop writing skills. Okay? Because mains is all about writing. The writing will not be there, the RBI, BSRB, SSC, RRB, but it is there in civil services. Because a lot of your career is spent in writing notes, making synoptic points for ministers. Ministers have no patience to go through files and all the detailed, you have to make, that's your job. Okay, so that's why they put all this in a syllabus. It is related to the job you do. Internal security topics related to the job you do. Okay, so English is compulsory. Indian language you must choose carefully. If you choose Kannada, though they have cut down the cutoff, but in KPSC it is higher cutoff. Kannada is around 35%, I think. And that Kannada is slightly tougher than UPSC. UPSC Kannada is a repetition, ಗಾದೆಗಳು. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಗೆ ಹಿಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಜುಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೂವು, ಈ ಏನು ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಅದು ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಏನು ಅಂತದ್ದು. ಹಾಗೂ ಸರಿ, ಹೀಗೂ ಸರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದೇನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಏನದು. ಸೇಮ್ ರಿಪಿಟಿಷನ್. ನಾವು ರೈಟ್ ಎಸ್ಸೆ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಮೈಸೂರು ದಸರಾ, ವಿಶ್ವೇಶ್ವರಯ್ಯ, ಓಕೆ, ಕಾವೇರಿ, ಒನ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಎಡಿಟರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಪಾಟ್ ಹೋಲ್ಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಟು ಕನ್ನಡ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಟು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದು ಯು ಟು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ UPSC ಕನ್ನಡ. ಬಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನೆಟ್ಟಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪಂಡಿತು ಲೆಕ್ಚರರ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಯುವರ್ ಮದರ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಲೆಕ್ಚರರ್, ಯುವರ್ ಕಸಿನ್ ಆರ್ ಮದರ್, ಬ್ರದರ್, ತೋರಿಸಿ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ನನ್ನ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಇನ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್. When did you write any letter recently in Kannada to anybody? You wrote any letter recently? Nettally bardra? Smartphone alli? Wrote pen and paper. Very good, madam. You wrote any recent letter? To, that is different. You are a pandit. Okay. So don't ignore English also. Just take down 2 or 3 last year papers and answer them. KPSC is slightly Kannada higher level. ಓಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ದೀರ್ಘ, ಒತ್ತು, ಅಕ್ಷರ, ಏನು ಹರಸ್ವ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ, ಕೃತಜ್ಞ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಇದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಅಕ್ಷರಮಾಲೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. ಓಕೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲೈಸ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಗ್ರಾಂಟೆಡ್. Bengaluru is very cosmopolitan. Just go to any of these pubs and Starbucks. How many people are speaking Kannada? A film ಬಂತು some years back. ಈ ಸುಧಾರಾಣಿ ಯಾರು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರು ಕನ್ನಡ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯು ಸೀನ್ ದಟ್ ಫಿಲಿಮ್? ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಫಿಲಿಮ್. ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದಟ್. ಟೈಟಲ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಕ್ರೈಮ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಮೂವಿ, ಬಟ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್ ಮೇಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸುಧಾರಾಣಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್. The lady police officer, I forget her name. It's a very well made movie. Very interesting, very topical. But I know that the main character, actually we don't know at all till the last scene. He doesn't like people who say, I don't know Kannada. English will matter, I don't know Kannada. And then he gets upset immediately. A bloody fellow, it's a job to learn Kannada. And the way he, I tell you, very interestingly made film. Okay. So what happens is that it happens in Andhra Pradesh also. Okay. In Bengaluru, we can manage without Kannada. In Tamil Nadu, a bit difficult though. Okay. But Bengaluru, any street, Hindi में चल जाएगा. चलता है हिंदी में. But English, okay, not bad. But something happens in Bombay also. Marathi, very few, only Hindi. How many Bollywood actors speak Marathi, you tell me? In functions? Though they speak, Govinda speaks good Marathi. Very few Marathi male character, as far as I know. Rani Mukherjee speaks good Marathi. Rani Mukherjee has, I'm not too sure, Marathi background, but Kajol is Marathi. Mother is Marathi, Tanuja. Govinda speaks good Marathi, those are Punjabi. I've never seen Shah Rukh Khan speaking Marathi. Have you ever seen Shah Rukh Khan speaking Marathi? Or Amir Khan? Many of the Bollywood functions begin in Hindi only or English only, no? Award functions and all, where they're using Marathi. Okay. Politicians are Marathis. What is with them? Okay. But corporate world, the film world, hardly any Marathi. Okay. So that's it then. So don't ignore language papers. Okay. So wish you all the very best. Good luck. Do you have any questions to ask me related to reference books or if you think I missed any other point? You feel free. Okay. Make up your mind in case you've been given too much of information, packed, so you're assaulted, sort of verbally, intellectually, mentally. You can reserve your questions till the next day and ask me. Okay. So let me just get to know you more. Ma'am, your name?
So my name is Rakshita.
Akshita. Rakshita. Very good name.
I passed out BCom previous.
Previous. Where? Which college?
Maharani's Women's
Oh,
College.
Maharani, Bangalore.
No, sir.
Huh?
Mysore.
Oh, Mysore also Maharani is there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, this is the first one, I think, there only.
Yes, sir.
What about you are Bijapur? No, you are? You are from Gulbarga?
No, sir.
Bijapur. Bijapur, proper town only?
Yes, sir.
Village. You know, renamed Vijaypura. So, what does your father do? Farmer. Yeah. Your name?
Bauram.
Bauramma. Bowram. BHO. Ma'am? MBA. From where? You told. Where is that? Hennur Cross. So, your name? Viharika. Yes, ma'am.
So,
Jahnavi. Archaeology history. From Mysore University? Maharaja's College. And Mysore only? Oh. So it's affiliated to Mysore University. So you didn't go to the main university, Gyargangotri? Or you did? Masters. Oh. What about you, ma'am? BCom. Shashidhar. Engineer. B. What's the stream?
Electronics and Computer.
Which college?
VPIT Mysore.
Oh, VVIT Mysore. Oh, I see. What about Kiran Kumar, degree? BCom. Which college? Government Arts College is Bengaluru. Huh? Chitradurga. Oh, Chitradurga. Were you a day scholar or a correspondence course or you studied in the college regularly? I see. Because these days even JNU is offering distance. I was surprised. JNU. Everything they're offering on the distance education. Other day I saw one cartoon where a policeman is chasing a girl. She was speeding, over speeding. 140, 160. Eventually he catches up with her at the traffic junction and upset with her. Ma'am, reckless driving, you are making very risky, putting other lives at risk. Where the hell you learn driving? By a correspondence course, sir. Okay. So, I wish you all the very best. And tomorrow we're meeting, no? Yes. Tomorrow we start off with the modern Indian history. The topic for discussion will be early political activity before the formation of Congress, events leading to formation of Congress, and formation of Congress. Okay? I'll introduce to you what are the topics you need to be prepared for modern India. I forwarded a workbook to Mr. Goody. He will send it to you. Upload it in your smartphones. Let this be an interactive session. Okay? Because in India, let us face the fact, we live in an authoritarian society. Your parents may be different. My father was very authoritative. He had a philosophy that children should be seen, not heard. Okay? And here, by introduction, hey, Baro, Raghu, Kumari, Gopya, Olgogi, the guests come, you know. He was not aware also that I don't know joking or not. So my teacher, I remember he used to tell me that teachers also don't accept negative feedback in India. Do you accept with me? I do think people accept negative feedback. Teachers, I mean. They will not accept. So feel free, give negative feedback. This is an open house. Okay, my teacher in Gorebidnur, Kilade, he was advanced Idiga, little drunk. Actually, he was teaching better with the liquor inside, but he was not misbehaving. So he told me an interesting story. He told me that we say, look, Raghu and Hedda, Idiga, a politician, most of the time he was. See, in India, see, look, the students don't talk at all. Very monologue ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ನಾನೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಬೆಳಿ ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನದು ನೀನೇ ಮಾತಾಡೋ ನೀನು I will tell you a story. It seems there was one foreign returned teacher who came to the school and he said, I'm very unhappy. You are not talking at all. I will force you to talk today. Yeah. Today I had a dream, God appeared to me in my dreams and asked me what I wanted. I'll tell you later what I wanted. First I'll ask, yes, Miss Viharika, you tell me like that. He asked, what will you ask? She told, sir, I'm very fond of ice creams and chocolates. I want full of materialistic. There was also, sir, I am very fond of cricket. I want lot of bats and balls. And yeah, Rama, sir, my dad is in debts. Every day, bloody creditors are harassing me. I want a lot of money. God should give me. Not bad. What about you, Miss Bauramma? So I'm very fond of toys, sir. I want all kind of Barbie doll, this and that. My rooms will be full of toys. So one by one, I'm very disappointed, with this class. Very materialistic. Somebody wants money, somebody wants toys, and somebody wants bats. Then one backbench, like Kiran, somebody said, sir, what did you ask? I asked her. I tell you what I asked. I asked God to give me a lot of knowledge, wisdom. And then on a backbench, it is natural, sir. We ask what we don't have. By much better. No more interaction. So don't be like that. Be free. If you feel that we are missing on something, lagging behind, just give me feedback. Or if you think I am very fast or you have no time to catch up with all that, just tell me slow down. So that's it then. Good luck. All the very best. Okay, it's a long journey, challenging. Okay, and the journey itself is challenging.